A new financial literacy crisis is happening right in front of our eyes, and I think Derek Thompson does a great job of explaining why through the orality theory of everything. And my take is I think this is actually how we can solve the financial literacy crisis too. But hear me out. We need to bring it back to this viral video that I posted last week about how it's embarrassing for a mailman to be able to buy a home, according to a wealthy friend. As you can imagine, the comment section was enraged, but something that I saw consistently was that there's so many people who had parents who are able to afford a home on a middle class salary, something that we don't see as much anymore. And it really made me think about how money used to be such a form of literacy. If you save X dollars, you get Y dollars in 30 years. You make a W-2 wage, you put away money for your 401k, you buy a mortgage and pay it off in 30 years. Everything was just such a formula. But now information is moving at such rapid speeds that we don't know what to trust anymore. We're not just checking our accounts anymore, because the average user is scrolling through over 400 hours of financial content this year. We've turned financial literacy into a 10-hour-a-week spectator sport. And this is really interesting because we're optimizing for orality instead of literacy, two very different things. Information is optimized for memorability, for storytelling, for virality. And it makes me think about why Kyla Scanlon coining Vibe Session was just so accurate. The average person is not going to care about low unemployment or inflation stats. They care more about this feeling of being broke. Living in an oral culture, we prioritize this act of storytelling instead of this abstract system of thought. Which makes sense why we don't want a quiet vanguard specialist telling us what to do with their money, and why we trust financial creators online to tell us what to do with their money. They are living through our experience. They know us somehow. This is great, but it also creates this slippery slope because we are living in a time where everything creates financial FOMO. You can't necessarily close your ears to the fact that someone across the world made $50,000 on some AI company. Because if your money is not a social story, somehow it's not working. And we're losing the ability to do money calculus because we're playing money telephone. But we are social creatures. You can't turn off your brain to everything that you hear on social media unless you delete every single one of the apps, which I don't think every person is going to do. I don't actually think that the problem is talking about money. It's the fact that everything that we're seeing online is just a highlight reel. Traded the interiority of our financial lives for this public performance. Exactly why I'm building Money Whispers, because I want people to have a space for every single one of their money stories, not just the good ones. Because the most important money stories are not the ones that go viral, usually the ones that we keep to ourselves. So if that's something that you find interesting, definitely follow along.